Hi guys, I'm here. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that's still being talked about, even to this day. We're going to be talking about the untold story of Timothy. Now, this story has been talked about to death at this point. Like, everyone probably knows how it works. But today, I'm going to show you guys how all of this works. So, I hope you guys are ready. This will be one heck of a video. It's not going to be a super long video, but it's going to be very nonetheless, given that I'm trying to come up with these videos pretty good, given I am hoping to get more videos done since summer break is coming. So, I hope you guys are excited for that. So, get ready. Hey guys, wear my headphones for this because I want to. So, yeah, this is actually not a movie I made. This is from someone named Kane Fan. He made this, which is actually an entire movie. So I'm just going to show you two parts. Pretty sure you guys may or may not know how this works, so let's be ahead. So, let's get started. Here we go. I watched it like 2 years ago.
Early one night, there was a steam engine waiting at the docks to take his passengers home. He had a similar shape like Thomas, with 6 small wheels, except he was painted silver and had the number 0 on his side. His name was Timothy. He was an old but kind engine, with a broad smile and wrinkles at the end of his mouth. All the passengers climbed on board the coaches, and the guard blew his whistle. All steam ahead, Timothy.
Just like mine.
Sure thing.
Probably just because it was easy for him. We can't even edit. I don't know, bro. I don't question the no face thing. We don't question that. Here it goes. There it goes. It's a pretty big coaches for a tank engine his size. Sometimes they're sort of as goofy Halloween mysteries. I like some of them. They're pretty cool. Especially ghost stories. Then Timothy also has a brother.
Timothy was soon puffing down the line in the countryside, with the rails humming and the carriages clattering behind him. The moon was full, the signals were down, and the wind was blowing gracefully.
Yeah. Stop easy.
As they approached the first station, it happened. The driver applied the brakes, but Timothy kept on going and shot past the station. He started to go faster and faster.
I don't know how.
Timothy, what are you doing? Timothy didn't answer. He just kept on going. Suddenly, they were switched off the wrong line, heading away from the main line. Then the driver and fireman saw in horror that they were heading towards a cliff where a viaduct was to be built.
But you better see it up ahead.
Timothy, don't! You will kill us all!
But first nighttime.
The driver and firemen scrambled and fiddled with the controls, desperately trying their best to stop him. But it was no use.
Am I good?
I'm gonna send you all to the graveyard.
Anybody else got a whole guacamole with that?
The train had crashed through the blockade and had fallen into the ravine below, killing everyone on board.
Of course, it's gonna kill everyone. That's gonna.
Timothy and his crew were also killed upon impact.
Why
There was
didn't
no
the driver
eyewitnesses
just jump
and
out?
no survivors.
That would have been easier.
The wreck was found by the workmen the following day, but they couldn't identify who the engine was due to being blown up and charred beyond recognition. When investigators came, they had very little evidence to go on, but the bodies of the driver and fireman were found, and they thought they had tried to save the locomotive and the passengers, but couldn't in time. Investigators ruled it as a normal tragic train accident with mechanical failure to the controls as the cause of the crash.
Many years later. Okay.
Years later, the construction of the viaduct was commenced.
That's what it is now.
However, after the rails were laid and the final works to it were being made, many workmen and railway staff reported seeing a ghost train rushing by, whistling fit to burst and cursing in a demonic voice before screaming into the darkness and disappearing.
I know a ghost whenever I see one, and that's a ghost.
Many witnesses didn't know that it was the ghost of Timothy haunting the viaduct, but nobody really knew whether to believe it or not. But it was, according to those who had heard about the story.
It's like real, like actual Thomas series.
And every year, on the date of his suicidal accident, Timothy runs again as a warning to others, plunging into the gap, shrieking like a lost soul.
So, yeah, pretty creepy part, but that's... No, Timothy didn't kill himself for nothing. This part's called a Saintful Past. So let me show you.
You see, I was only a prototype for the rest of the class of E2 class when we were introduced in 1913. I was used a lot and showed we could be useful and reliable. I, on the other hand, was never to have had a service life that you and the others had. But I was wrong. I was kept with the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway and got to do passenger trains and freight work. Even if I did a little work, I still considered it a big deal and worth doing. You and I never met much, and barely spoke, but we would exchange whistle salutes as we passed by. In towards the end of 1913, I was put to the side and retired. But that was short-lived, and I was handed over to Sodor to help with the railway's growth. But I was in terrible shape, and being used so long, my parts were worn, and at the time was difficult to repair. But what was worst of all was the way I was treated by the old controller. Throughout 1914, before the outbreak of World War I was treated badly by the people who did not know how to drive those engines properly. But that was because the controller assigned them to do that, to make them look like professional crew members. I never had any accidents while this happened, but I was so angry and embarrassed that I rapidly lost my pride and faith in who I was, and I went into a deep depression.
How are you going to do depression like that?
Around early 1914, I was scolded and looked down by the old controller. The fact was that he never really understood how to run a railway and was only into money and greed. He later told me that after I was to take the night passenger train, I was going to be withdrawn and later sold for scrap. Mainly due to my parts being so old and overused a lot. and not getting enough repairs done correctly.
Could just send it to Steamworks. Was Steamworks
At this
not staying
point,
at town?
I was so upset and enraged, my pain running out of control, and started to plot my revenge against the controller.
Makes sense. To me, wait, I don't know.
I didn't know it until I left, but he was on board the coaches along with other passengers. Deep down, I knew what I was going to do, and it cost me a heavy price.
I think I know what that means. I know what that means. Allow him to do this. Allow him to do that. That's what happened.
As I neared the station on my journey, my driver applied the brakes. But they failed and I sped up, going faster and faster. I refused to listen to my driver's pleas to stop, and after I got turned onto the wrong track and saw I was heading towards a cliff, I gave in to my hatred and pain and shouted out my last words, cursing and falling to my death, taking every soul with me.
So yeah, remember all that's pretty crazy? And I was just saying that was crazy as heck. Don't worry guys. This probably will be the only Timothy story you'll get. I might do another one, but we'll see. Till then, I hope you guys stay awesome out there. And I will see you guys in a couple days. Till then, peace.